In the room today. Good morning. God woke us up. Thank God for allowing us to wake up and see another day. Giving us our limbs and mobility to move around despite all that is going on around us. I titled this Growing, Learning, and Healing as I'm beginning a new series of the process. I'm just bringing me to you so we can kind of get to know each other a little better and to understand a little bit about my process and my journey of how I got here and what's going on while I'm here. How about that? I'm going to turn the air on a little bit. I was someone, needed someone, wasn't getting over you. To the side, but I'm moved by your mind, and I know what you're feeling. I'ma take it for a ride, let me take it off your mind, cause you know it's a season. And I move, and I move, and I move, and I ride, and I move, and I move, and I move, when I ride, and I move, and I move, and I move, when I ride, and I move, and I move, and I I guess they're kind of making me take a night, but taking it's all that I do, cause yeah, I let you go, don't let you in on my life. I tell you the things you need to know. I know you like that, I know you need that. The way you move in your body, don't need your feedback. You know it makes me, you don't know I play. All right, here I am. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Tia Rogers, to take care of your health, save, and invest, and grow your business mentor. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope that your week has been amazing as we are getting through our podcast series, From the Womb to the Tomb. We gave you a little bit about how to win in life and win in business yesterday. We talked about personal growth, as well as professional growth and how that aligns it with our life, right? Hold on one moment while I move this over here. That's some stuff for y'all today. Let me see. What's what am I going to do? Here. One moment to get here so I can share the screen with you all. Giving honor and praise to God for waking us up this morning. We woke up this morning, so that's half the battle, right? We made it to see another day, to be who we are and just live our lives. I need to go here and open this up a little bit more. Full screen. I think that'll do it for us. Okay. And let me move myself up here so I'm not blocking the words. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. See, I have my trusty blackboard behind me, and I hope that we get to it at some point today. All right. Okay. So, welcome to TammySmartFit.com, where we're talking about emotional intelligence. We're talking about self-awareness, seeing where we are, knowing where we are at right now, presently in our lives, and examining the things that no longer serves us in our lives, and looking at some things that we may want to change. And change, we know, doesn't happen overnight. The most important person that we must change is ourselves, the way we think and see and perceive our lives, right? So when you're talking about emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways, to relieve stress, communicate effectively, the ability to empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict,
And how do we do that, right? We have to pay attention and observe how we are feeling, right? What emotions are we feeling? Are we feeling happy, sad, excited? Are we kind of like in limbo, not really sure what to do or what move to make next, right? So we want to pay attention to what it is that we're feeling. Why are we feeling that way? It could be fear. We could be having a mindset of scarcity, thinking that we don't have enough or we're not enough to do the things that we want to do. We want to pay attention to how we behave at the same time that we're paying attention to how we are feeling, right? Because how we're feeling, we may act that out. So you want to question your opinions as to why you're feeling that way, what is causing you to behave or to respond, the way that you're responding to whatever stimuli you're responding to that's taking place in your life at that time. A big one is taking responsibility for your feelings. Because our feelings are our feelings, right? And no one can feel what we feel, only we feel it. Now, that's why we ask you to pay attention to how you're feeling and how you're behaving, how you're responding to your environment, what the stimuli that is bringing you these feelings. It could be something or it could be nothing, but you have to question yourself and go through the assessment to make sure that you're in alignment, that you're in your center and that you're trying to take control of the situation the best of your ability, because only you can control your behavior. So you want to celebrate as you're taking responsibility for your feelings. You want to celebrate the positives in your life. What is going good in your life? Write them down. Celebrate them. Be aware of the negative things, because in life, our brains, we have thousands of thoughts every day. Even when you're sleeping, your thoughts are still going. So you want to pay attention, because negative thoughts creep in. We spend a lot of our lives, a big part of our lives, dissembling the negative in our lives, right? Trying to get rid of it, trying not to let it take us over, because you stay in negativity too long, you become like a piece of rotten fruit, and we don't want you to do that. So we want you to be aware of the negative thoughts. We want you to celebrate the positive things that's going on in your life. We want you to remember to breathe. Everybody just take one deep breath. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Hold it. 3, 4, and blow it out. Breathing helps to regulate your feelings and emotions. If you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling a lot of rush, you're feeling like you need to be a sense of urgency, breathe your way through that feeling to identify what you're feeling, how you're responding to it. Take some responsibility of the parts that you can control. What is it? Is it positive or negative that you're feeling? Breathe this through. And you want to remember to be patient with yourself, as becoming a change takes time. Becoming the change that you want to see takes time. So you have to allow yourself some grace in the process, right? Okay, good. Self-awareness, the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, thoughts, and emotions do or don't align with your internal standards. Do you even know what your internal standards are? Have you taken the time to assess and go through, which I ask everyone that joins me, to go to Dr. John Demartini's, the value assessment test? You want to take that to see if your values are lining up. What are your highest values? What are your lowest values? And are you operating out of those higher or lower values? If you're operating out of your lower values, then you're probably going to need a little bit more motivation to do these steps. You're going to need someone to prompt you to do them. If you're operating out of your higher values, then it's a no-brainer. You can take the time to go on and do it if this is something that you enjoy doing. I enjoy exploring me. I enjoy exploring the world that I live in and the world that I create. So I encourage others to do the same because knowing who you are, where you are, what it is that you want out of life, and what you can contribute to the world makes a big difference on your journey as you're mapping out your life plan. So you want to develop how to look at yourself. You can do this through a journal to track and gauge what you feel and identify why you are allowing these feelings to take control of you. You want to ask, what is the driving force behind the emotions, especially when adversity is in the mix? I believe adversity comes to stretch us and grow us. Sometimes we want to stay where we are, but we may have outgrown the space we're in. So we might need to move to a bigger space. And that space could be a physical space or a non-physical space. But you want to look at what's the driving force behind the emotions that you're feeling. You want to learn what motivates you to get through the moments of emotions. And you want to be patient with yourself. You don't want to beat yourself up in this time. If you have a lot going on, you want to be as gentle with yourself as possible, because it's real important. What we say to ourselves matters the most because we talk to ourselves more than we talk to anyone else throughout the day. And what we're telling ourselves impacts how we're going to perceive our life, how we respond to what's going on in our life, and how we see ourselves moving in the future. So you want to slow down and allow yourself to feel the emotions, to process them. You want to know your triggers and don't try to deny them or resist. Just process them. This is just a clear writing process for you to just sit down and just kind of journal. Where are you at? Where are you at? What in your self-awareness, right? So you want to trust your intuition. So when we're talking about self-awareness, self-awareness is linked to self-governing, taking responsibility for your own behavior and well-being and emotional state and outbursts. You want to keep your emotions in check. You want to ask, is this working for me or is it working against me? You want to provide some type of structure or schedule and stick with it to establish a routine to complete a task effectively. You want to make sure that you're eating well. You want to make sure that you're getting the proper rest. You want to be slow to anger. You don't want to go from 0 to 100 real quick. You want to be able to process it if you're able to. This takes some practice and it takes some time to really master it, but it can be done. So you want to look at the reasons. If you don't, if you want to look at, you want to be slow to anger. You want to learn to love. You want to love learning you and trusting you. And the reason is, if you don't, others won't either. So self-governing is a choice to react or respond. So we want to make sure that we are responding to the situation and not reacting to the situation. Sometimes reacting to the situation, we can cut our noses off to spite our face, and we don't want to do that moving forward as we're becoming better. And we're looking at our lives to see how we can drive our lives to become better in whatever area it is, whether it's in your relationships, in your health, in your finances, in your family. You want to make sure that you're self-governing yourself and not allowing others to take you out of character. So it's very interesting to see whether or not you are responding or you're reacting to whatever stimuli is going on. Physical growth. The advancements and refinements of the normal increase in the height and body. Mental growth is the increase in our thinking power and knowledge. Physical growth develops cognitive skills, memory, attention, and thinking skills. Our physical development affirms or tests your self-esteem and overall achievement. The rate of growth is rapid and uneven with different pace and rate changes for each individual. Increase include height, weight, internal organs, as well as the skeletal and muscular system. Because we're here from the womb to the tomb. So from the time of conception, we are growing physically, mentally, and our insides are growing as well. And all the organs on the inside helps to kind of operate and run the body. So we want to make sure that we are taking care of the body and making sure that we're doing everything that we need to do so that we're growing in the right aspects. And when we talk about from the womb to the tomb, children have to learn their motor skills. They have to learn the eye and hand coordination. They have to learn how to talk. They even learn how to formulate and process their thought processes, which is their cognitive skill, their memory things. So this goes on continuously throughout our life. It just doesn't stop at infancy. Each phase and each stages of our lives, we should be growing in some aspects in these areas. Let me move this up here so that, you know. All right, so our lives are truly an amazing blessing, a true gift from our Creator. The life we live is not amazing, it's not. And we are the instructor of our life situations and circumstances. How, you may ask? Each day we are given to wake up and live another day allows us to show how many times we can develop new skills and implement them so that we'll improve our lives. How many times do we have to do something to bring about change until it becomes in alignment with who we truly are and make an impact and make an impact. Sorry, had a little bit going on here. So we want to make sure that we are aligned with who we truly are and make an impact forever. Whether it's in your career, whether it's in your leisure life, is it in your health and wellness, your relationships, your spirituality? What is the relationship that you have with your Creator? Do you have a personal relationship with Him or her, however you see it, whatever your higher power is, mine is God. And we've developed this relationship throughout my life, and it's continual. So you want to look at your living environment and planning as you're planning your life. And you want to look at your finances, as finances plays a very big part in everything that we do, down to the roof over our head, the food that we are able to purchase and buy, down to the different items, whether you are how do I say it, frugal with your money, or are you lavish and luxurious with your money? And does everything all kind of meet up together? Does it all balance out? Excuse me, feel like I gotta sneeze. So, are you living the life of your dreams? Are you living the life of your dreams? Many of us feel that we are. A lot of times, let's say for me, for instance, when I was able to complete college and actually get a job in the field in which I went to school for, of course I felt as though that I was living my dream life because I was doing what I went to school for. I didn't waste my money, and I got to practice what I learned in the field to help families become better. So that, for me, that would be living your dream life, right? Are you living your dream life? Are you working the career job that you wanted to work? Are you taking the skills that you have obtained up until this point and you're contributing to the world? And how is that contribution benefiting your life? Right? Because it's a yin and a yang, it's a give and a take. The higher values or higher values helps you determine whether or not you're doing what it is that you really truly love. And it's linked to, you know, how your earnings. So, do you want to know how wealth is created in your life business? Because we all got a life business. Can you imagine living the life of your dreams if you're not living a life of your dreams? So I invite you to join our community to learn more on how you can put yourself in position to begin living the life of your dreams. Or if you're not living the life of your dreams, begin imagining living the life of your dreams. What does it look like? What are the components that's a part of it? What do you need to do to move yourself forward to get to that life, that dream life that you want to live? And do you want to know how wealth is created? And how you can apply those wealth building principles to your life and begin to start building wealth for you? All right, let's stop sharing here. We're gonna stop sharing. I have to go over here and do this. Not as easy as you think, right? All the time doing the technology, but it works out if you work it. So I want to share with you all here because we talked about that. Welcome to our community. We do our best to try and help you navigate through some of the rough spots that you might feel stuck in when you feel stuck. A lot of times when I'm feeling stuck, it's usually because I need to do something that I'm either resistant to do, or I don't know all the full information as to how to do it, or I need someone to show me how to do it so that I can begin to learn it for myself. I don't know, you may be the same. See, now we all know things happen. People suffer a job loss, they get injured, or possibly end up in a bad situation. However, self-efficiency drives you to ensure that things are in place for you to maintain the roof over your head, as it's essential in every aspect of you living the life you desire. We also understand that life is going to happen on life's terms, and bad things happen to good people. When you add Maslow's hierarchy of psychology needs, sense of belongingness, and love needs, being intimate, relationships, friends, as well as self-esteem, of prestige, feeling of accomplishment. Simply put, people need people, but never need someone more than you need yourself. Don't get lost in people to the point where you can't find yourself. Some of the journey lessons learned along the way are working with what you have. You have everything that you need to make your life a success. I tell you this all the time, right? So look at what you have. What do you have tangible in your hands right now? What do you have that you can utilize to begin to start making your life better? You have your brain. You have the ability to think for yourself. You have the ability to learn and open yourself up to learn more things that you would like to learn more of. You want to make the best choice for you and the life you desire to live. You want to understand that it's wonderful to love and be loved. But the truth of the matter is, what does love have to do with it? If you're not able to meet the basic reaching the others will be challenging. So in life, sometimes we're facing failures, slips and falls. Getting good at getting back up and on track will take you further than accusing, blaming, cursing, fighting, and doing nothing. for all that matters, or simply repeating what you're doing will get you what you're getting. And if you don't like it, it makes sense to just listen, observe, listen some more, and start doing what you're being told or what is being demonstrated before you. It will make a small or large difference in how you go forward. I want you to ask yourself, where am I and where do I want to go? Do I need others to validate my being? Who do I know that can get me started in the direction I wish to go? Who do I know that can hold me accountable for staying on the course and keeping me mindful that I am enough and I do deserve the life and lifestyle of abundance? How long will it take you to reach where you want to go? How much time will you have to put into developing yourself, helping you prepare for where you are going? See, today, if you're waiting to hear from an employer as to whether or not you're hired, if you're seeking employment, but nothing has panned out for you right now, or you're just getting by, hand to hand, day to day grind living, why are you not waiting and not learning alternative ways to provide income? I mean, you're all, I mean, you are waiting anyway, right? So why not wait and learn something that can possibly change your life? Your life is changing anyhow. So why not take control of the steering wheel and drive towards a direction that will benefit not just your life, but others? Live, live the more, live the more you learn. The more you live, the more you will learn. Because life is always evolving, it's always changing. Many times we think we have all the answers and we think that we are doing what and we think that what we are doing is going to work for us. However, many times we fail to see the areas we can possibly benefit from. Changing our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors as to how we do things, having the ability to put off instant gratification is a learned skill in itself that only a few really possess. Every day, life provides us with 24 hours in every day. Have you really examined how your time is spent? Is it possible to use at least 3 to 4 hours every day to work on you? Do you believe you're worth the time put in to working on you in your life? Know this, everything that comes easy isn't always worth it, and what is worth it usually will not be easy. Over my course of this journey, I've made many friends in various areas when it comes to personal development and growth and moving towards the betterment of oneself. Um, the strongest trees grow in the strongest winds, not the best soil. After all, stillness pours into a furnace, not an ice tray. So while you let that marinate, let me share some states with you that I believe you will find interesting. As we look at the state of cities, counties, states, and globally in reference to financial means of ensuring safe and viable families and communities from the social condition that is characterized by the lack of resources necessary for basic survival or necessary to meet a certain minimum level of living standard, as it may apply to absolute poverty, relative poverty, situational poverty, generational poverty, rural poverty, and urban poverty. So I read a few articles, and in the United States, you have single parents, you have the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, you have New Jersey State Police, how marriage and divorce rates in your state stack up. We're looking at the United States Prison Policy and Initiative profile. With all of life's challenges, how does one reach one's self-actualization? How do you go about achieving one's full potential, including creative activities that will enhance your life and bring fulfillment in one's personal life and needs? In life, we all have options and choices that can and will affect our life in some way, form, or fashion. We must first be able to identify where we are first, then begin to seek other life alternatives should the ones we have not allow us to enjoy all the liberties of a giving life of abundance. I don't know who this is for, and maybe I do, but my question is, slow money or no money? Grow beyond where you are presently, or stay where you are and wither away and die. Everyone has the right to a life, liberty, and justice, but few know how to achieve it. They say that you become the sum of the people you surround yourself with. And if everyone is struggling to make ends meet, you're going to be the next one. If you're the smartest person in your circle or your group, you need to find another group, because how are you learning anything new that will stretch you and grow you? These very questions are questions I have asked myself in various times and periods of my life. And I believe everyone does at some point. However, our lives reflect the sum of our decisions and choice that we make in our life. We are either building or destroying. And now is the time you must pick a side. There is no room to straddle the fence in life. You're either living or standing still. Which one are you? Are you fearful of both? If so, what scares you the most? What are you willing to do about it? Right? Some pretty good questions there, you think? So as we're looking at growth and everything, and let me turn this way, excuse my back, guys. I gotta kind of get this together. I'm gonna try to explain this again. All right, well, can you see my board here? I hope you can. All right, yeah, I think we got everything on there that we can see. All right, now, you've been with us for a little while, right? And we're talking about self-awareness, our values, how it links to our earnings, creating the life that we want to live, creating the life that we enjoy doing, one that we don't need a vacation from. And we were talking about frequencies, right? I had shared that with you I think that was last week. We talked about frequencies, and I gave you an equation, right? -0 equals 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2. And you figure there's the left and the right side, and how congruent can you get that to be over time, the same frequencies? Now, I talk about frequencies because I was vibrating at a very low frequency for a long time, due to different circumstances in life that kind of had me feeling when life gets heavy, your frequency gets low. How do you raise that frequency? There's different things you can do. Like I gave you the tips of eating healthy, getting exercise, getting the proper rest. But when you're doing all those things, but life is still weighing you down, what other things do you need to do? I find educating myself or listening or reading, educating or signing up for a course kind of helps to kind of get rid of the mojo. Um, and helps increase my vibrations. With suffering from the loss of my son, sleep is something that I work towards now, because going to sleep right away doesn't always come so naturally. So I have to set the atmosphere for the sleep. So that's a part of helping raise the frequency. That as well as making sure that I have the right nutrients inside my body. I share with you all how I started back taking my multivitamins, doing the vitamin D, and now the B complex, as well as some other things that can help with inflammatory inside because I suffer from acute arthritis in my neck and in my shoulders. So um, having an anti-inflammatory aid to help take care of the inflammation inside has helped me. Taking them regularly, you have a better benefit. Taking them here and there, you don't feel the full benefit. But when you're on a regiment schedule and you're intentional that this is what you're going to do every day, your body gets a chance to rejuvenate itself because we talked about how the body heals itself. It has healing power. So in the sense of healing yourself, getting yourself back on track wherever you may be in your life right now, because life be life. It don't give you no warning. It just be coming. It just be doing what life do. And sometimes our income is impacted. Sometimes um, we have to make decisions that will impact our lives financially. I share with you all how making the decision to stay home and take care of my parents caused some financial hardships, right? And in that financial hardships, I was able to discover the industry of network marketing, and it has paid off for me for the years that I've been doing. I've been at this now since 2016, and I'm still learning and growing. I think I'm going to continuously be a student of life when you're talking about growing in your life, growing in business, and putting it all together and making sure that I'm a positive contribution to society and the world. As we were looking at all that, we were talking about, we looked at the frequencies and we talked about how everyone starts from ground zero. This is my chart here for ground zero. Wherever you may fall in here, are you in a negative? Are you in a negative? Or are you in the positive? And we had you look at your total assets plus your total liabilities to give you your total net worth, right? So we were talking about taking advantage of opportunities that are available to you. Uh, a coach always says, you sign up for anything that you qualify for. So if you qualify for it, sign up for it. It can benefit you at training, anything like that that's going to help move your life forward. And many people that work on a daily basis, you'd be surprised how many people have side hustles or have something that they do outside of their regular 9 to 5. Um, and when I joined the arena of the group that worked 9 to 5 and was building something on the side, it was amazing to see just how many people were really all doing the same. So when you look at it that way, and we gave you a base salary range to work from to see as you look at your budgeting and where you are. We chose 28,000, right, as a yearly salary. Um, that's where that was years ago, though. I don't know where we started at. They might be at 32. They might be at 32 now. Because this was a good years ago, when I started out. It, from say fresh out of high school, fresh out of college. A fresh out of college graduate at the associate's level, this is where their base salary begins. So if you're at the base salary, right, you're either above it or you're below it. You have to do the assessment for your life to find out where you are. And when we're looking at our base salary and we're talking about doing something to supplement our income, we have to figure out what is the dollar amount that we need to make to supplement our income. And how are we going to develop that income? Is it going to be yearly? What we're going to make yearly? Is it something that you want to make monthly? Or is it something you want to make weekly? Or is it something that you want to work daily? Now, yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily is going to determine your frequency of how many times you can do what you do to generate this income yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. And if you want it daily, you're really hustling. You really are. You're hustling to get this, to make this every month. And we talked about volumes and units, right? We talked about volumes of sales if you're in products and services. How many customers, how many volumes of customers can you educate and can you sign up over a period of time? Whether it's on a daily, weekly, or monthly or yearly basis. And we hope that we're serving customers daily. But if we're not, we should fall into the weekly, monthly, or yearly. If there's a cycle, because when you bring new people in, you have to allow for that learning curve and you have to give them time to absorb it all and take it all in and actually start implementing it. So to say the first 6 months is basically all learning. It's learning and applying it to your life. So you learn, you implement it, but through implementing the applications that you're putting in your life. And when you're talking about getting on the financial track, that means that you've got to know where you stand financially and how well are you with your finances. Are you a good saver? Are you a good budgeter? Do you manage money well? Are you able to handle when things come up that may not be in the scheme of things? All that's going to take into consideration. So with that being said, we've got our timeline scale here. And which end of the pendulum are you on? Are you in a negative, leaving you with no net worth or little? Say we put little net worth, or are you over here on the high end with net worth, which gives you a little bit more leverage and resources as to what you can do and how you can grow personally as well as professionally. You want to really hone in on where your present situation is. And I took the time to write some things down. Are you employed or are you self-employed? Are you disabled or on workman's comp? Are you a part-time employee or a full-time employee? Or maybe you're just seeking employment, period. Maybe you're ready to transition into a new career, a new field, or maybe you were let go from the field or job that you were in, and you're finding yourself hanging in limbo as things are changing over time now, and how we go about applying for jobs and obtaining jobs and what jobs are required. And let's not forget, they've incorporated the remote working now. So jobs and employment has even changed. It's looking different. It's not like it was before where we're all inside the office and different people are doing different things. We still not have the office space, but now people are working outside of the office or contracting work out and doing different things from around the world, doing it basically from their homes and working. So it's all up, so you might find some challenges in going to get employment. Have you ever thought of employing yourself? The way to look at it, right? If you're seeking employment. Because if you're waiting for unemployment or anything like that, all of these things take time. So what can you be doing in the midst of that time that you're waiting? Because there's a waiting game here. There's always a waiting game. In life, no matter what we do, even when we transition in life, there was a transition from me being a full-time employee, switching over to the business side, and now becoming a business owner, and learning everything that needs to be done as a business owner. You have to allow yourself a transitional period for that. So my question is, for your dream lifestyle, what is the dollar amount needed to manifest the life you want to live? Do you know? Do you have a number? Do you have a number of what it is that you would need to live the lifestyle that you want to live? I'm gonna give you some time to work on some of these questions, because I just asked you a whole lot of questions. And I want to give you time to work through them so that when you join us, that you'll have a little, you should have a little journal that should help you navigate as we begin how to win in life and win in business. Because winning in life and winning in business means always being ready, means hitting the ground running, even when you don't even have an idea what it is that you're doing. You are going to feel your way through, and you're going to discover who you really truly are. You're going to get to the core person of who you are. What does your life mean to you? What is it that you contribute to the world? And how impactful are you in your own life and compared to others' lives? And do you see yourself as an influencer? Do people come to you? Do they ask you questions? Do they admire your stride in life thus far? Do they admire your opinion? Do they seek your opinion? And if they do, it's a good thing to work through these processes, to know where you stand as you're building yourself and we're moving towards a new year coming in. As we are embarking on our journey, different things may happen to you in life, and some things that make you fall down to your knees, they make you want to buckle, they make you want to scream, possibly make you lose your mind. But I'm here to tell you that if you take the time to do these steps of assessment, get your journal, answer the questions that I've asked, answer the questions that I've asked you in our time today, and see exactly where you are. Take some time to really identify and look out there and see what fits you, what is more compatible to your life. Like I say all the time on my journey, everything that I've selected is a part of my life. It was something that I needed along the way. Financial literacy, a no-brainer, definitely needed that one, to be able to sustain and maintain as I am continuing to grow. And I know I'm not alone in this. And I want you to feel as comfortable as possible and free to be able to ask any questions. Don't fear. A lot of times we don't want to talk about our money. I know that was me for a very long time for reasons of being embarrassed. Didn't feel as though that I was earning enough. And then with the ratios of check to paycheck, and the bills coming and different life circumstances happening, and things just never seeming to add up, it can play a mind game on you. It can really weigh you down. But it wasn't until I became more knowledgeable about how wealth is built, what are some of the steps, what are some of the components in wealth, what I can do to budget and maintain my budget, pay down debt, to begin to start building credit, building a credible financial portfolio that states that, I can maintain and manage money as well as I know what to do with the money, not just spend it, saving it, investing it, and then where am I investing it? To where I will receive some type of return on the investment. We all want an ROI, right? And it may take you some time to get there. And How to Win in Life and Win in Business is here to support you through those hurdles that you're going to go through. Because when you decide that you want to become better in life, there's going to be a lot of different things that come at you. People are going to look at you different. People are going to think that you are different. They're probably going to tell you you're acting different, you're acting funny. But your life is serious business. Only you can live the life that you want to live. No one else can live it for you. They can tell you, they can advise you, but in all actuality, it's going to be the action steps that you take that's going to move the pendulum in your life. So if you want to move your life, if you happen to be on the negative side of the zero and you want to get on the positive side of the zero, you're gonna have to take some action steps. It's gonna require a lot of you to allow yourself time on that learning curve to build yourself and learn who you are, because we change as we get older. Our lives change. What we wanted at 25 is not what we want at 55. And what we want at 55 is not what we want at 65. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you allow yourself to draw a nice enough picture or vision of your life, of from where you are now and where you see yourself down the line. It helps a lot. You may not achieve them right away, but if you work at it every day for 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to see a change. Those 30, 60, 90 days over a 12-month period, your life could change. I don't want to say drastically, but yeah, it could change drastically. Your life will look so different from what it looks like today, just from implementing and doing the assessment and seeing where you need to change some things in your life. So, with that being said, as always, you guys know, you are a winner from the time you are conceived in your mother's womb, and you have all that you need to make your life a success. Believe in yourself. Give yourself the gift of you for 2024. You don't have to live in shame with your financial situation, because guess what? We've all been here. We all been here. We all got something, and Lord knows life on life terms. Because sometimes I like to say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? Because he can flip it all around on you at any time. And we want you to be prepared for that. We want you to be able to stand firm and stand your ground as life is shifting around you and things are going on. Because guess what? Something's going to be shifted inside of you on this journey of becoming better. The way you think is going to change. The way you perceive different things. You may even think that this whole life thing is a whole illusion. It's not even real. You might, some of the things that you learned along the way, you may have to unlearn in order to put yourself in the proper position to see the future life that you want to see. But don't be shy. Don't shy away from the work. Do the work, because it's important. I've been working on me for a very long time. It was very important to me as a young mother to become the best mother that I could be. Not in a competition with anyone, just in competition with myself, wanting to provide a better life for my family, wanting to provide things that I was unable to provide them, being a TANF recipient. It was a journey to get here, and I'm sure it's going to be a journey to where I'm going. But I invite you to join me on this journey. If you're ready to become better in your life, in whatever area it is. Let's start by learning how to win in life and win in business and loving what we do. Because we all have something we can contribute. We all have a gift, skill, and or talent that we can either enhance, learn, or embellish to actually change the pendulum of our lives, change our actual thoughts and how we see our lives, how we vision our lives. So I join you on a journey. And again, you are a winner from the time that you were conceived in your mother's womb. You have all that you need inside of you to win. So let's win. We're rocking out 2023. So let's rock on into 2024. Already hitting the ground running because we're doing the work now that we need to do that's going to help, hopefully, propel us into 24. If we start today, do you know how different your life could be let's see, by June 2024? If you start today implementing changes in your life, and then by June 2024, see where you are. Life's no crystal ball now. Nobody's going to come down and tell you how it's going to be. But we can at least take the steps to begin putting it all together. Have a great week, ladies and gentlemen. Be your best person.
Very unique in the room today. Good morning. God woke us up. Thank God for allowing us to wake up and see another day. Giving us our limbs and mobility to move around despite all that is going on around us. I titled this Growing, Learning, and Healing as I'm beginning a new series of the process. I'm just bringing me to you so we can kind of get to know each other a little better and to understand a little bit about my process and my journey of how I got here and what's going on while I'm here. How about that? I'm going to turn the air on a little bit. I was young when needed someone. Was he dead and only you? To the sky, but I'm moved by your mind and I know what you're feeling. I'ma take it for a ride. Let me take it off your mind, cause you know it's easy. I guess they're kind of making me take a night, but they can it's all that I do, cause yeah. I let you go, don't let you in on my life.